Hello, everybody. So today this is a little critical path how-to, and also to give you a better understanding of what the critical path is and what it will mean for Marmor Snowfest. So essentially, critical path is just a fancy word for an Excel spreadsheet. And it helps us sort of identify the tasks that need to be done and, manage that system with deadlines and see who's responsible. What's really great about incorporating the critical path is that it creates transparency. So at any time, you can go on to our Google Drive and say, all right, well, I'm part of the volunteer committee. What's going on with that? And, who's working on what? In case you forgot, or if you're in the middle of working something out and you realize that there's going to be a couple more tasks added to your deliverable or your action item, you would then go into Google Drive and add those tasks in there, whether or not you've completed them yet. But you need to really be on this all the time. So it's more of a working doc, and the way to best establish it is like a mind dump. So although mine's not as completed as I would like it, what you want to do is just sort of break down every little detail of tasks that are involved in the event. So, and then you try and categorize it. So it could be business plan, sponsorship, venue, whatever it is. Break it down into a category that's easily recognizable and then attach to it a task. So right here I have business plan. My first item of business when I joined you guys was reading the business plan. And the micro task associated with that is make notes. And the person responsible, obviously me. So I also like to put a due date to things too. That way we know where we are in the project management system, and also having hard dates makes you accountable, and it also allows you to prioritize your time. So if you know that you have 15 things due on the 11th, you probably shouldn't have been setting everything to be done on the 11th. You know what I mean? So let's just go over the categories here and how they sort of interact with each other. So I use a color coding system, and the system works by just a really quick visual of, is it done? Is it not done? And what do I need to do to investigate further to make sure it's done? And this color breakdown is green for done, red for not done, and yellow for investigate further. And you can sort, and this is what's so great about the Excel, you can sort it by colors. So, okay, let's see how much we have done. It's always nice to do this too. If you get overwhelmed with the critical path, you can always just, sort it by green and look at all the lovely things that have been completed, and then you get a bit more confidence before you start, tackling on the red. So that's the color coding system. And the categories. You can also, again, everything's sortable. So you can sort by, let's look at buttons. Okay. So, oh, whoops, it didn't sort by just buttons. Oh, okay. So I don't want to select all. I go to buttons because I'm really interested in what's going on with the buttons. What's our plan for the buttons? Let's investigate further. Who's working on it? What's going on with it? So now that I'm looking at the buttons, I'll have a task. So buttons inside Marmor stores. And for me, because I'm new and I don't really know how everything works, one of my micro tasks was find out how that process works, and what businesses participate in it, find out. So there's 2 lines, and based on my meetings with Richard and reading just reading into what we sort of do in regards to buttons, I found that out. So that was part of my button task list. Even though it seems trivial to be adding in, find out about this, you definitely want to put it in there so that you remember to do it. Now, create a master list of businesses that sell buttons. Completed, right? So the next year, if somebody's working on buttons, they don't need to do a lot of research. The paperwork's there. And who was responsible for that? Well, it was me. But you can sort by who's responsible too, and sort of look at things here. I'm just going to clear this category so that we can get a bigger scale of what's going on. So let's do, whoops, undo the buttons. There we go. Select all. So another thing you can do is sort by people. So you guys are paying me. Maybe you want to know what I'm working on. So you could click on, sorry, click on just me and say, all right, what is Hillary doing? So you can look at it and say, okay, this is where Hillary's at in the planning system. And, ooh, sponsorship. Well, maybe I should give her this resource, or maybe I could help her with developing the sponsorship letter, or maybe we have one on hand. So it's a good way to just sort of work more bilaterally, because that way you can see, what people are working on, and maybe you have a resource that could be value added, or just to see where we are from our separate committees in the planning system. And now let's get to dates. Dates is crucial to the critical path working in its system. By setting a date, so like let's see, all 2013. So looking at the dates, we can sort it, or you can sort by today's date, which is date filters. Today, what's due today? Get an update copy from Jen to add to business plan. So that was the MFA feedback form, which I will do after this video, I promise. But anyways, that's pretty much how it works. And when you're, hold on, you know what? I should probably do an entry field just so you guys can see. So date filters, and let's just put select all, and then filters. Whoops. See, the program's kind of slow when we're doing a screen capture, so bear with me, guys. Well, maybe if we select all, we'll just, yeah, there we go, back to normal. So let's, okay, so since it's not done, I will add a color. Well, let's just make it red for the time being, or green for the time being, because it's just acting a little bit too slow for me. So, critical path is the category, and I'll write tutorial because that's what we're doing. And so create a critical path tutorial would be a micro task. And since I'm doing it, that would be me. And today is the 24th, so let's set it for the 24th. Oh, I spelled my name wrong. All right, well, we are back. Sorry about the computer crash there. So just some final notes on the critical path and where I see us moving forward with this. So as soon as I upload the critical path, I would like everybody to go through it and add in your bits and pieces based on, your committee function or whatever it is that you're working on. Add it in and try and be as detailed as possible. So that way, by having this very detailed master copy list of tasks, there's not going to be much overlap. And you can look in and see, oh, well, Hillary's already doing that, or Jen's already on that. So you don't need to add it in. So, yeah, thanks for listening to my video, and I look forward to, really bringing this system into the board function and, being there as your support system for getting the job done and, seeing what everybody else is doing. And it's just going to create such transparency as well as a workable task management system. So, looking forward to it, and feel free to contact me if you guys have any questions. And until then, I will sign off. So take care, guys. Bye.